Hello, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I'm Sam, by the way, just in case you didn't know. Today we're doing kind of an update video, like a summer 2022 update. I'm gonna be showing you a bunch of different types of plants, a lot of them in which we have seen in the past and talked about, and I'm kind of just going to show you their progression, where they're at now. I have a new plant. It's not new to me, but it's new to you guys. That's just like popping off, and I'm really excited to show you. We have Hoyas, we have Philodendrons, we have Monstera, we have all kinds of stuff. We have Anthurium. If this sounds like your jam, get back, relax, and let's jump right on into it. The first plant that I want to share with you guys is a Hoya. As I said, it is a Hoya that is new to my channel. I realized that I have not introduced her yet, and I am so proud of this plant. I am so happy to finally own it. This was one of those 2-leaf cuttings that was going for outrageous prices over the last couple of years that I just never did get my hands on because I wasn't willing to fork out 70 bucks for 2 leaves. I was fortunate enough to find this 6-inch pot. I did repot it. I believe it was in a 4-inch. So I repotted it because it was pretty root bound, but this beautiful 6-inch Hoya Fiji, this has been a wish list plant, like I said, for years. I finally was fortunate enough to find a large full pot, and I got it. It was like 30 bucks, I think. I just have to share this, you guys, because when I got it, it did have these tendrils. I've had it now for maybe like a month or two. I had these 2 tendrils, but all of these leaves on these tendrils that you see are new. I counted a few days ago and it had 12 new leaves, at least 12. This was the new leaves that it was putting out whenever I unboxed it. So from here, these leaves you see here, all the way up, as well as from here all the way up, those are all new. I stuck it in my grow tent on the top shelf under that Mars Hydro. I repotted it a couple days after I got it, stuck it on that shelf, and immediately when I checked on it, it's just like full of new leaves. It's amazing. And I was also noticing, you guys, there's a brand new tendril right here with at least 4 new leaves right there. The Hoya Fiji has some really incredible veination. It's really a beautiful Hoya, and from my experience thus far, it seems like it's really easygoing and a really fast, vigorous grower, just based off of owning it for a few weeks and already all of the growth that it has. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, like look at her. So yeah, this is the first Hoya that I wanted to show you guys because I just am so over the moon thrilled to own it and be growing it. And yeah, I had to. So we'll see where she is in a couple months time and how many new leaves, tendrils, all of that she has, you know, come like August or September. I love it so very much. So we have another Hoya. This is an actual update, okay? This is my variegated Hoya Hiiiiiii. And I hauled this a few months ago. I got it from the little plant shop, my local plant shop. Did a little tour in there and then a little haul afterwards. And I had gotten this baby variegated Hoya Hiiiiiii. I did repot this as well because it was just drying out way too fast. If you can see there, we have several new leaves that are coming in since her repot. She really didn't do a whole lot for me until I repotted her. She was just kind of shriveling up leaves, drying out leaves, wasn't shooting off any new growth. There's some little tiny babies right here, and then these ones that are still folded up like little tacos, those are new as well. This is my first time ever growing the variegated Hiiiiiii. Love the beautiful pink and red, and you also get some creamy white as well. It just offers a lot. It's gorgeous. I can't wait until it's a big full pot like my green Hiiiiiii. So here's a little update on that variegated one if you were wondering. I've had her for a few months now, and yeah, she's taken off, so that's exciting. I have my astrophytum, and I did a chore vlog, I'm pretty sure, yes, where I cut the plant. This I got at a big box store for like 10 bucks, and it was grafted to a dragon fruit. So the little bodies that the moon cacti are grafted to, this astrophytum, this giant astrophytum, was grafted to. Dragon fruits always rot out on me, so I was kind of prepared. Sure enough, after having this for, I can't remember, I don't know if I've had it for 1 or 2 years at this point, but the dragon fruit started to rot. I knew what I had to do. I knew it was time to go ahead and remove the astrophytum from the body, the dragon fruit, This one does have fungus gnats, by the way. I just got one and it flew away. Some of you guys, I think it was Holly, gave me some really great advice. Remove the astrophytum and let it set in sun for a few days to a week to callus over, like the wound that I cut from removing it from the dragon fruit. That's what I did. I put it in my windowsill for 5 or 6 days, let it callus over, and then I stuck it directly down in this little, let me turn it around, little sloth planter in soil. And guess what, you guys? I'm really bad with time, but it's been probably like 3 weeks since I did that, and I pulled it out to check on it yesterday, I believe. You guys, it was actually kind of difficult to pull it out of the soil, so I was like, no way, it's already rooted that much already. But it has. That's gonna be hard to tell. Oh, these fungus gnats are so annoying. But all of that is roots. Look at it. I was really afraid that I was gonna lose my astrophytum because I love this plant. Whenever I removed it from the dragon fruit, I was just worried that I wouldn't be able to get it to root. But sure enough, it's rooted very quickly. I mean, those roots are just awesome. It's doing really well. Update on the astrophytum that we removed from the grafted dragon fruit. It is rooted really well. I'm so happy that I didn't lose it because I've wanted astrophytum forever. And when I found this for 10 bucks at Walmart, I thought it was a little strange that it was grafted onto a dragon fruit, but I didn't care. But when I found it, I was like, that is huge, that is cheap. And I just felt so fortunate because they were pretty expensive online for the longest time. Especially for this size. So really fortunate to have found this, and also pretty fortunate that it's taken root and doing well for me. Here's one that we unboxed. So I've only done a couple of unboxings. I did have one that was like sponsored, not sponsored, but they sent me a box of succulents. I didn't buy those. So I only have, I think, 2 maybe this new year unboxings of plants that I actually purchased and unboxed on my channel, and this is one of them. This is from Steve's Leaves. This is actually a begonia, and I was like lusting over this plant when I pulled it out of the box because it does not look like a begonia. So this is Begonia polyganoides. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it is a trelling begonia, and it kind of looks like a cross between a Hoya and like a peperomia. The stems look very much like a peperomia, and then the foliage looks kind of like a Hoya, right? It has put off multiple new leaves since I got it. You can see 2 right here. They come in small and then they gradually grow bigger. We have a bundle of new leaves right here on this tip. I mean, there's just new leaves coming in everywhere. There's new leaves in the base of the pot. It's doing really well. It lives in my grow tent right next to the humidifier, and yeah, so far it's loving life. It's growing for me. Hopefully I can get it to bloom. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it's got new leaves everywhere. So here's a little update on that unboxing that we did. It looks fabulous. It's doing great. Seems to be a pretty easygoing begonia. Like I said, it is living in my grow tent. This is my philodendron. I believe it's the fibrosum. Yes, the fibrosum that I got from Ecuagenera. I had gotten one and it immediately died because it was rotted. So they sent me another one, and this is her. She's doing really well. She put off this leaf here. I need to get a moss pole in here so she can really mature her leaves, and she just needs the support. This bamboo stake's not really cutting it. You'll notice a lot of my plants need moss poles right now, so I really need to get on that. She put off this leaf, and then this is her latest new leaf right here. A little bit larger than this one, so that's a good thing. And she's currently pushing out another new babe right here, if you can see that. And we have some of the hair right there. She's not as hairy as I would like her to be, but I'm hoping as she matures, she'll get more of that fur on her petioles. I love it so far. I really love this plant. She's living in moss. We upped her a while back, and she's been doing really good. Philodendron fibrosum, doing pretty well. Pretty proud of her. Very excited to own this plant. Definitely still need the philodendron serpens though. I need the serpens next. Really quickly, I wanted to show you this. So this is just my little variegated Welfin Sansevieria. I think I've had it for 2 or 3 years now. So it was just this mama plant here, and then last year it gave me this funky looking pup here, and it hasn't really done much since until now. So I've noticed there's actually a brand new pup or two. She's dusty. I'm sorry. Dusty girl. It's like there's two, but there's definitely one brand new pup coming in right here, and there's another little growth over here on the side, but I'm not sure. I don't want to count that as anything yet because it's so small. But that's really exciting. Like, you know, Sansevieria, they don't do a whole lot, especially like the Welfens. They're usually sold as one individual stalk. They don't do a whole lot. They're just kind of pretty to look at. So it's always really exciting whenever my Welfens put off a new pup because it's just exciting. So now we're going to have 3 variegated Welfens in one pot, and I'm just excited to see how big that pup gets and what the variegation looks like. Here's the back side. The variegation looks different on both plants, so each of them look pretty different if you ask me. Another one that we really need to get moved to a bigger pot before summer's over is my Anthurium magnificum. Now this has been a favorite of mine ever since I got it, but you can see this was a newer leaf here, so it still looks okay, but a lot of the older leaves do have some crispy bits and injuries on them, which I don't honestly mind, but it's unnecessary because this is a really easygoing plant. It just doesn't like to dry out and stay dry, but it's in this tiny little planter, so that's exactly what's happening. It's staying dry for too long, which causes injury. But regardless, this plant is constantly blooming and pushing out new leaves for me. So this is his current new leaf right here. You know, Anthurium leaves come in tiny and then they gradually grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'll be excited to see that new leaf. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this was the last newest leaf here. Something I really like about this plant is, and Anthuriums in general, I guess, they put off leaves on all sides. So you don't really have to worry about rotating this plant because, like I said, the last new leaf was on this side and then, you know, coming from right here, and then next new leaf is over here. So I really like that. I have removed some of the older damaged leaves so she would be a lot fuller. I just like how evenly it grows and pushes out new foliage. I think it's beautiful. Like, I will forever be a huge fan of the Anthurium magnificum, and a goal of mine for this year, I guess, or next year, I definitely want to get some hybrids of the magnificum just because this plant is so easygoing and so beautiful. Such a rewarding plant. It's just really fast growing. It's an awesome Anthurium. So I'm really interested in trying out some of the hybrids that are hybridized with magnificum. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to be getting him up really soon, so hopefully this crisping nonsense can be cut out. Let's do another Anthurium that I'm in love with. This is definitely another favorite Anthurium of mine. So the last time that I showed him, he was doing fine, but he was in a small pot. Again, he really needed to repotted, and he was very top heavy, toppling over. Like, I was trying to clean his leaves and he just could not stand upright. He just kept falling over. Because, I mean, you can see the size of some of these leaves, but not only that, they tend to have really long petioles. So that, along with the size of the leaves, really makes them, you know, pretty top heavy. They need a bigger pot for support. So I did actually end up getting him upped. He's in a plastic like orchid pot, nursery pot, and then I have him, he's still top heavy, so I went ahead and put him down in this terracotta just for a little bit more support. But you guys, I wanted to show him because he's been doing so well, and he actually just put off a new leaf. So this is his brand new leaf. It's so tiny still. This was his last newest leaf, which is a pretty good size. So I'm anxious to see how large this leaf gets, considering this one's decent and his oldest leaves are really good size. Like, they're huge. This plant is so unique to me, especially in terms of Anthurium, because I feel like when you think of Anthuriums, especially more uncommon Anthuriums, you think of the kind of like my magnificum, the velvet, the suede leaf. You think of that particular texture, and then also I feel like the silver veination is like a big one when it comes to these Anthuriums also, but this one is completely different. It's very just unique to me. It's a very unique plant, and I love that about him. Sleek, shiny leaves, the texture, like, it's just very different from my other Anthuriums. And I also love the ribbing. A lot of people compare the texture on these leaves to abs, and I think that's pretty spot on. Definitely does look like some really ripped abs. I love it. I love how long the leaves get, and I love the texture of the leaves. I just think he's incredible, and I wanted to brag on him a minute because stay tuned. Follow me over on Instagram if you want to see this leaf whenever it reaches its full potential, because I'll be doing updates over there. Here's a plant we haven't seen in a minute. I think the last time you seen her was in a chore video a few months ago when we actually upped her to this really cute planter from Marshall's. We moved her to this because she was really root bound, and we gave her this trellis. It is a heart. Let's turn it around so you can see it a little better. Yeah, we upped her to this pot and we gave her a trellis, and you guys, she has definitely been thanking me. Okay, she's been thanking me for upping her, I think, and also giving her the trellis. She is just wrapping around and growing so beautifully. When I first attached her, I put a vine on this side and a vine on this side. The vines didn't meet in the middle. They weren't long enough to meet in the middle, so they were just kind of up the sides, and now you can see, I mean, it's completely filled out the trellis and even shot off some new vines here to the side, which I would like to go ahead and attach to the trellis. I might leave a couple of them trailing. I don't know. I kind of like the look of that as well. But not only that, you guys, look how large some of these newer leaves have gotten. Look how big they are. So did I even say what this is? I'm sorry. This is a Monstera lineata. But basically the leaves were pretty small like this when I got it. And yeah, I pulled it out and cleaned its leaves there a couple weeks ago, and I was shook at how large some of her new foliage was. Like, that's a good size. This one, I don't know. I really like these leaves. I like the texture on them as well. It's subtle, but it's pretty. Like, it has like a little ripple type. It's almost pillowed. It's almost pillowed. And then it also has like this kind of shimmer to it. I don't know if it's going to come across on camera, but it does, and it's gorgeous. Now the Monstera lineata, however you say it, they do get fenestrations in the leaves, kind of like the Monstera adansonii. I actually think they're pretty closely related to the Monstera adansonii varieties. They get fenestrations on the leaves, but they don't get them until the leaf is a bit more mature. They get fenestrations way sooner than like the Cebu blue, but not as soon as the Monstera adansonii. I'm just so proud of this plant, all the new leaves, all the new vines, and just how beautiful she looks on her little trellis. I don't know, I think it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous plant, and I'm definitely enjoying watching this one grow. So we just have a couple more things I want to show you, and then we're gonna end it, okay? We have another Anthurium. I forgot about this one. This is my Anthurium polynoflorum. We've kind of been keeping updated on a few of these, and I feel like this is one of them. I'm absolutely obsessed with this plant, first of all. This was a Yankee leaf. It gave me 2 leaves back, I think, because of spider mites and underwatering, I believe. But this is a leaf it gave me in my care right here. I think this was the first one that it gave me after I got it, which I was so impressed with. And then it gave me this one, this little dinky one. Kind of like an oopsie leaf, and it gave me this one, which again, beautiful. I like how they're just kind of like curled and going in different directions. Like, it looks crazy. It doesn't look like your standard pendant Anthurium to me, but I love it. I think it's super cool. Since it gave me this one a couple of months ago, it just recently pushed out this one. Look how beautiful, and it seems perfect. It doesn't have any imperfections, any flaws that I can tell. Let me see here. Yeah, it looks perfect. You can see these leaves come in pretty skinny and small, and then yeah, it seems like they grow forever. I mean, just whenever you think the leaf is done growing, you check on it a couple of days later and it's grown another inch or so. It's pretty cool. Just pushed out this leaf and it is working on growing out. So we'll see. I like that this one's kind of like right beside this one, so we can get a nice comparison, because this one came in way over here. It's hard to compare, but these two are pretty close together, so we'll get to really see the difference if this one grows in larger than this one. And these can get hella long, you guys. They can get really, really long. I'm very happy with this new leaf, staying on top of the watering, and that's just kind of like the thing with Anthuriums. You know, a lot of them that I grow are more on the easy side, but even the most easy of Anthuriums, especially like a suede leaf Anthurium, they don't like to be underwatered, and that's just kind of like what it is. It's like they don't really require the highest humidity. They don't require a ton of upkeep or care. They do, however, want to be watered before they're dry. If they dry out completely, that's probably fine, but you need to get on it that day. That day, like don't let them dry out and stay dry, or you're definitely gonna notice tears and imperfections like this one right here on the new leaves. But yeah, that's kind of like the key that I found. That's the secret to growing a lot of these beautiful Anthuriums, uncommon Anthuriums, is just the watering. They want to be watered regularly and they will reward you. They should do well for you. This one, honestly, this polynoflorum has just made me want to get even more pendant plants, like more pendant Anthuriums, yes, but there's also a couple, I think it's called like the Patricia or something, Philodendron Patricia, that is a pendant philodendron. So I don't have any pendant philodendrons, and I really, really want to get some because I just think they're phenomenal. They look so good setting on like a top shelf, cascading down. They're just gorgeous, and I feel like these types of plants really give off that jungle vibe that so many of us planty people are looking for. So yeah, polynoflorum. Again, if you want to stay updated on the new leaf, follow me on Instagram. I have another philodendron. This is my philodendron El Choco Red, and I wanted to show him because he did finally give me a new leaf. And it's this little cutie right here, this little guy, like look how adorable. And he does have spider mites. I noticed he's got webbing. I'm constantly always forever fighting spider mites. Do I even need to say it at this point? So I'm gonna be spraying all these guys down before they go back in my tent because part of life, part of being a plant parent. This is my second El Choco. My first one just, it was not successful, okay? So I got this one several months ago now. It's been a good while, like the beginning of the new year. And this is the first new leaf it has given me in my care. It's a little bit juvenile. It doesn't have the red on the back like this older leaf, but it's still perfect. It's beautiful, especially considering it's got spider mites, okay? We do have a new growth point down here, right there. So hopefully if I get these spider mites under control, that new leaf can push out and maybe that new leaf will be bigger than this one. But regardless, I love it. I'm just happy that it's doing well and that it is growing and that it's surviving basically. My El Choco Red's new leaf, adorable, love it, love it, love it. I think this is the last plant that I wanted to update you on. This is a new plant for me. Again, I did a couple of videos back. My husband brought me a couple of plants. I showed you that it was pushing out a new leaf, and the plant itself didn't have a ton of variegation. This is really the most variegation it had was on this older leaf here, but I had mentioned that the new leaf coming in, it was still furrowed up, looked like it had a big chunk of white on it. So I was excited. I was very excited to see the new leaf. And what do you know, you guys, it has finished growing in and unfurled, and look at that. It is a beautiful half moon. I mean, does that qualify as a half moon? To me, it does. That's a half moon to me. So I'm just really, really happy with this plant. I'm really happy that I finally own it and get to grow it. I'm really appreciative of my husband for picking it up for me. This is a plant that I honestly never thought I would ever own. Did I even say what it is? It's the White Knight, Philodendron White Knight. The fact that I own it now, and this is the first new leaf that it's given me, it's just like, I have no words. I have no words. Look at it. Yeah, so there's an update on that new leaf, you guys. It is whiter than white, and it's practically a half moon. I count that as a half moon, 100%. I love it so much. That's pretty much going to do it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching. Oh, really quickly, if you guys like my eyebrows, which you might not because I kind of suck at doing brows and makeup in general, okay? If you like these, or if you suck at doing eyebrows like myself and you would like some help, I actually achieved this look, these brows, by using a product called imethod Beauty. And basically they send you this little kit, and there's like 20 something stencils, and you pick the one that matches your eyebrow shape the best. It comes with this little jar of cream. It comes with a little sponge, And it also comes with another little brush. It has like the eyebrow brush and a little pointed brush on the other end, a little angle brush on the other end. And you basically just put the stamp over your eyebrow, you dab the little sponge into the product, and then you dab it over your eyebrows with the stencil on. You remove the stencil, ta-da, you've got, you know, a nice shaped brow, and then you just kind of fill it in and fix it, tweak it a little bit with the brush. Yeah, so I like that it's easy and it helps me because, like I said, my eyebrows are a weird shape and I just kind of suck with them all the way around. So I really like this. I like the product. imethod Beauty Brow Stamp Stencil Stamp Kit will be linked in the description below if you're interested in checking it out for yourself. But other than that, you guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at my plants. I'll see y'all again very, very soon in my next video. Bye.